4 games in 48 hours for the Indians in Minnesota. We won't see Eddie Murphy or Nick Nolte, but this might be the most important 48 hours of the season for the Tribe. The Twins lead the division by 2, but for whatever reason, they've struggled here at home at Target Field. Carlos Carrasco has a golden opportunity to get this series started in style for the Tribe. Next on Sports Time Ohio. Target Field, downtown Minneapolis, Minnesota. It will be a tussle for the top spot in the AL Central over the weekend here as the Indians try to take down the Minnesota Twins. Brian Dozier has hit more home runs in his career against the Indians than any other opponent, so he'll be taking aim against the Tribe pitchers. Meanwhile, Jose Ramirez swinging a hot bat. He's second on the ball club in runs batted in. He's driven in 30 so far this year. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. One thing we know for sure, if it's Indians or it's Twins, if they're going to win the Central Division, one of these two teams has to start winning at home, because since 1969, when they started divisional play, only one team has won a division with a losing record at home.
You know, and the funny thing is, you look at this division, Minnesota's 14-20 and the Indians 15-17, the only two teams in the division under 500 on the road. But they're 1-2 in the division. Somebody has to separate themselves eventually, and this is a good way to start. A 4-game series, one from a makeup game from last time in, and we got 4 games in 3 days. Let's see how it goes.
The Indians have faced more left-handed starters than anybody, Rick, and one of the reasons why they haven't played well is because that right-handed hitting lineup hasn't quite hit its stride. But it's getting there, and Edwin Encarnacion is a big reason why.
Well, Eddie's getting on a roll here. He's swinging the bat much better. His check swing, base hit, RBI yesterday. You know, things are going his way. He's not swinging for the fences on every pitch. He's taking his base hits. He's taking his walks. As a matter of fact, he reached base 5 times yesterday, scored 4 runs. He's got 17 runs in this stretch, hitting .371. This is the guy you want to get on a roll. We're facing 3 out of the 4 left-handers in this series.
All right, so it's the Indians and the Twins starting off this 4-game series over the weekend here in Minneapolis. We'll have the play-by-play coming up shortly, but our coverage of Indians baseball here on Sports Time Ohio continues right after this. Cleveland Indians baseball is brought to you by W.B. Mason, the official office supplier of the Cleveland Indians. By McDonald's, I'm loving it. By your local Toyota dealers. Visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. And by Nature Stone, the only concrete solution. Robertson scores all the way from first. Edwin Encarnacion, goodbye. Way out of here. Smashed into the glove, and Ramirez, a diving stop ends the inning. Lonnie Chisenhall launches one in deep right field. Goodbye. Oh, what a job by Zimmer, and a great job by Gonzalez to hang with it. Lonnie Chisenhall with a 5 RBI day, and he's only batted twice in the game. Quite a performance to wrap up the homestand, and now they'll try to take their show on the road. A big 4-game showdown with the first place Minnesota Twins about to get underway. Let's go downstairs right now to Andre Knott.
Well, thank you very much, Matt. Chris Gimenez, the catcher for the Minnesota Twins and former Indian, said yesterday after hitting 2 home runs, he couldn't wait till the Indians got here because they want to punch the bully in the mouth. On the Indians sideline, they're excited for this game. They're excited for this series. And even in talking to Daniel Robertson, who wears number 99, he says there's 99 games left, but they look forward to this matchup and getting this thing going. And tonight's Hear Right sounds of the game.
You're looking at 2 teams battling for a division in the middle of June, and I don't think you could ask for any more. It's a long season. Sometimes series get repetitive. Sometimes you play against new teams and you don't really know what to expect. But when you play a team that's, leading your division and you get a chance to maybe gain some ground or create some of it for your own, I think that's enough excitement and that's enough energy to bring to a series like this.
So, yeah, there's 99 games left, guys, but the team as a whole has said they're excited about this series. They like that there's something different going on. They know that it's June, but they want this series to see exactly who they are, and they feel like yesterday's game will be a nice game to jump off into this series.
I liked your form. Keep that arm loose. 4 games in 3 days. Tito might need you. Let's take a look right now at the Indians starting 9 for Terry Francona, brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Jason Kitten is back in the leadoff spot. Daniel Robertson will hit second. Then it's Francisco Lindor. Edwin Encarnacion, Jose Ramirez, and Carlos Santana occupy the middle third. Yan Gomes batting 7th. Lonnie Chisenhall, who had a big day yesterday, will hit 8th, and then Austin Jackson batting 9th.
And Nick Turley is our Northern Ohio Hyundai starting pitcher for the Minnesota Twins tonight, making his first ever start against the Indians and his first career start here at Target Field. His last start came in San Francisco. He gave up 8 hits in 4 innings with 4 strikeouts, did not receive a decision. But this guy has pitched part of 10 seasons in the minor leagues for the Yankees, for San Francisco, for Boston, and now Minnesota. So this is one left-hander they're going to have to see, and hopefully they'll be able to solve.
Jason Kipnis back in the lineup, ready to go. And a first pitch fastball in there for strike 1. Another fastball, and it's fouled back out of play. .78 degrees, cloudy skies. Not much of a breeze. And Kipnis hit by the pitch. Turley, after getting ahead of him, tried to float one in there. And Kipnis is aboard to start the game for the Tribe. That's a big break.
Yeah, you're down in the count, boy. No balls, 2 strikes, and just a lazy little breaking ball. And Kipnis, he saw it coming. He wasn't going to move, so he gets himself on base. Not a bad job there. Mistake by Turley.
That brings up Daniel Robertson, who has collected a hit in 13 of the 16 games that he has started. See what kind of action we might have here right out of the gate.
Well, it was nice what they did yesterday. 3 straight hits. They got on the board early. They were able to add on yesterday. That's what you want to see him do. Get back and get that lead early. He ran the bases very well.
Miguel Sano even with the bag at third. Robertson takes it up high. Ball 1. That thing really took off on Nick Turley. Terry Francona told me before the game that's the reason they've got Daniel Robertson batting second, is that he does so many things well. But this is tailor-made. A double play to start the night.
Let's check out that Twins defense for you. Brought to you by WB Mason. Looks like this: Rosario in left, Buxton in center, Kepler over in right. Sanoa's at third, Polanco at short, Dozier is at second, Mauer at first, and Castro behind the plate.
Mike Estabrook has the plate. Marvin Hudson at first. Jerry Lane, your crew chief, at second base. Dan Bellino is at third. So bases empty for Francisco Lindor, and a big break there for Nick Turley. After hitting Kipnis to start the game, erases him on the double play grounder. On a play to the right. Lindor with 3 hits over the last 2 games. Trying to climb his way out of a 2-3 week funk that he's been in offensively. Up high, 1-2.
Frankie hit the ball up the middle the other day, or yesterday. Went down the first baseline for a double. Starting to get on top of some pitches and hit more line drives around the ground instead of a lot in the air.
Really took off wide of the mark. Again, he missed high.
Doesn't look like he can control that breaking ball very well. He hit Kipnis with one, and he's leaving it up and away here in this first inning.
Paul Molitor has his club sitting atop the standings in the AL Central with a mark of 34-29. Payoff pitch hit in the air to right field. Back is Kepler. He's looking up. It is off that facing of the limestone cutout in right field, and Lindor has to stop at second with a double. Just missed hitting one out of here.
Yeah, it could not have missed by much, man. I thought it was going to go out. Kepler moved back to play it like it was going to come off the wall, and it did. Let's see how close he comes to getting out of here. It was a high fastball up and away. Francisco actually got some top spin on that ball.
Just
missed. Yeah, not much, is it?
I mean, right at the top of that.
Well, 2-out double give Encarnacion an opportunity here in the first.
Shatters the bat, and a slow roller to short. Polanco will throw him out. So the Indians get a couple of base runners, but cannot convert. The Twins are coming to bat. brought to you by Hankook Tires. Brian Dozier will lead it off. Robbie Grossman, the switch hitting DH, bat second. Joe Mauer is third. Then it's Big Miguel Sano leading the club with 16 home runs. Max Kepler hitting fifth. Jorge Polanco, a switch hitter, is sixth. Jason Castro, Byron Buxton, and Eddie Rosario rounding it out.
Carlos Carrasco is our Northern Ohio Honda starting pitcher for the Tribe. He is making his first start against the Twins this year. He was 1-1 last year against them. He did get a start here and his first career win at Target Field July 15th. He's 1-2 in this ballpark and 2-6 in his career against the Twins. But he's pitched very well on the road. 4-1 and a .313 earned run average.
Gets after the first pitch, but it's a foul back. Brian Dozier with 11 home runs on the year. 17 in his career against the Indians. Fastball up and in. Little low.
Indians 4-2 against the Twins this year. They swept the first 3 games with 1 rainout that we will make up tomorrow in a doubleheader. Minnesota winning 2 out of 3 in Cleveland.
Again, the fastball just took off on him, and it's up high, 3-1. That's in there for a strike, and the count goes full. Payoff pitch and a pop back foul. We talked yesterday a little bit, surrounding the size of a Brian Roberts or the Daniel Robertson, and just how size doesn't really matter when it comes to the game of baseball. And Brian Dozier is a good example of that. I mean, he's got 128 home runs already as a Twin. That's 13th most in franchise history. He's only 6 behind Joe Mauer, their colossal sized first baseman. High pop up back. Is it playable? Gomes gives it a look. He might be there. He's in the on deck circle. Hangs on, avoids the bats on the ground, and that's out number 1.
Let's check the Tribe defense for you. Brought to you by Ram. Behind Carrasco today, it'll be Robertson in left, Jackson in center, Chisenhall over and right, Ramirez in third, Lindor at short, Kipnis is at second, Santana at first, Gomes doing the catching.
I can't believe Gomes didn't step on anything in the on-deck circle. What are the odds of that?
And that's where he ended up, right in that green circle.
He can't look down. He's got to stay fixed on the baseball that's in the air. But I mean, there's a couple of bats, a weighted bat. You've got the pine tar rag, a donut. Anything he could have stepped on might have caused him to lose his footing there.
Missed it all.
Yeah. Carlos Carrasco fires, and Robbie Grossman cuts and misses.
I know the Twins, what their game plan is. Carrasco throws a lot of first pitch strikes. The first 2 hitters have come out swinging at the very first pitch, thinking they're going to get a fastball. So Carlos will just have to make some quality first pitch strikes, because they look like they want to get aggressive and don't let him get to that slider.
Foul back out of play.
Very good changeup too to the left-handed hitters. He's been very good on the road, Carlos has this year. His last road start, he got beat in Kansas City, where he went 4 1/3, but 4-0 prior to that.
Oh, he got him with a terrific off-speed pitch. I don't know if that was, was it a changeup?
Yes, it was.
Like the bottom just fell out of it.
Just watch the movement of this pitch and how he holds it. And you'll see it starts down, and that's excellent. I mean, that just started low, and it was a tracer, and it went down.
Tonight's storylines brought to you by Wayside Furniture. Well, the Indians have faced more left-handed starters than any team. And they're 3 games under 500. So we'll see if they can turn that around this weekend. And for Carlos Carrasco, hopefully he can get this thing started off on the right foot for the Indians. Joe Mauer takes outside, ball 1. Mauer off to yet another just steady as she goes type season. Nothing spectacular, but just very
consistent.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hit it 15 straight against the Indians.
He's always swung the bat very well against us.
He's also hit in 12 straight games here at home.
They've been searching and looking to try and get Mauer a day off because he's been playing a lot. But you know, you come into this series and you have 4 games in 3 days, and Molitor's saying, I'm going to have to find another time. I think they have an off day Monday, so that's not going to work.
Two-1 delivery is fouled right back. And I'll say this, just walking around town talking to local fans, he'll find no sympathy among Twins fans. They seem to be fixated on the fact that, look, you got paid the big dollars, you're not catching anymore, so you just get out there and play every day.
Well, that's the way it goes. And you know what? That's what they should be. They should expect that. But you know what? He's human. He's getting older. You pick and choose, and Molitor knows that because he played till he was, you know, what, 39, 40 years old.
Swung on and missed. Cookie Carrasco with a solid first inning. Strikes out a pair. We are scoreless after 1 in Minneapolis.
Tomorrow, vote Indians for your 2017 All-Stars with the Esurance MLB All-Star Game ballot. You vote at Indians.com/vote. Catch all the excitement of the 88th MLB All-Star Game presented by MasterCard. That'll be July 11th right here on Fox.
Jose Ramirez will lead off the second inning for the Indians. And there's a line drive base hit on a broken bat. Already the second Indians bat that shattered tonight. But leadoff man aboard.
You're right, and it's coming on the first pitch. Inside, got around the trademark, so that's back-to-back hitters at the bat. It just went flying, but this one ends with a base hit. A leadoff single for Ramirez. He's going to stay hot.
There's Carlos Santana, and he breaks his bat, and that's going to bloop in. The Indians keep breaking bats, but they keep getting hits. Ramirez all the way to third on a good hustle play. Santana thought about trying to move up to second as the ball squibbed away from Miguel Sano, but he decided to just hold at first.
What happened to the bats? They must have packed the crack bats. And I'll tell you what, there's another base hit as Santana bat head goes flying. Ramirez does a nice job getting himself into third base. He got a good read on it.
Well, nobody needed that more than Carlos Santana. Just 3 hits in his previous 33 at bats. But that is hit number 900 in his career. And Tito just felt like, I'm going to drop him down to the 6th spot in the order. Just give him a chance to maybe take some of the mental pressure off, if anything, because he just feels like he's just pressing way too much right now. We'll see if that pays off. Here's Yan Gomes. He lines one up the alley in right center field. That's going to get Ramirez home from third. Santana stops at second. 3 straight singles to start the second, and the Indians lead it 1-0.
Well, that was a good swing by Gomes to right center field. They're jumping on the Turley early. You'll see the first pitch again. He's going to come out, and bam, he didn't locate that fastball. It was down in Gomes' zone. Takes it the other way. Already 4 hits, and they do have 1 on the board.
So since they haven't seen him before, do you think they're just going off what they saw in the first inning, which is a lot of first pitch fastballs, and saying, hey, if he throws it, let's get after it?
Why wouldn't you? I would. He's not throwing his slider for a strike, or he wasn't able to throw it in the first inning. Hit Kipnis on an 0-2 pitch. He couldn't control it very well, so I would say, yeah, jump him early with fastballs. Force him to, if he throws that breaking ball and he falls behind.
Wow, Lonnie looking to bunt there, fouled it back.
Yeah, not a good attempt.
You know, Lonnie came in yesterday as a pinch hitter in the middle of the game. Hit a home run, drove in 3, then had another hit for a couple of RBIs. So 5 ribbies in the game that he didn't even start. And he said, you know, he said, I've been around Tito long enough to know I can kind of read his mind and get an idea for when he's probably going to go to me, so you try to stay ready. And in that situation, he was able to step right in. And that was a huge swing in that ball game. If he doesn't hit that home run, if that, let's say that inning doesn't pan out the way it does, who knows how the rest of that game goes, because it was a 1-run game.
Yeah, well, it went from 4 when the Dodgers scored 3, it went to 1, and then he just put him back to normal, that 4-run lead again. But he's put himself in a hole here. 2 bunt attempts foul now, 0-2.
He's going to bunt again,
and it hit him.
It doesn't matter. He's out. It goes foul.
Yeah. Well, that's a waste of that bat right there.
1 down. Let's go down to Andre.
Well, Matt, you know, a lot of people probably asking why Bradley Zimmer isn't in the lineup. And with all the lefties that the Twins will throw this weekend, you will see him. Tito just wants to play this the right way. And you're talking about the pitch hitting of Lonnie Chisenhall and how he's been good at it. Expect tomorrow afternoon to see Bradley Zimmer and see Chiz sit. Then in the second game, it may be the opposite. Tito likes having the option of being able to bring one of them off the bench because of the production they can bring. He loves Zimmer's defense and ability to steal bases.
Yeah.
And he likes where Chiz is at coming off the bench. And he thinks he's just matured into that position to be ready when he's called upon.
Well, here's Austin Jackson, who's been called upon against left-handed pitching, and he's done a nice job, batting .304 against southpaws. He has suffered, though, from the same affliction that has been a malady for almost every hitter in this lineup. Hitting with runners in scoring position, just 1 for 14 this year. Ground ball right at Dozier. This could be a double play. And it is. 3 straight hits to open the inning. They do play to run, but nothing more.
We'll host these Minnesota Twins back in Cleveland, and from 5 to 7, $2 domestic cans in the district. 10,000 fans will receive sunglasses. That will be courtesy of Subway. After the game, a fireworks show. So a lot going on next weekend in Cleveland.
Low ball 1 to Miguel Sano. 16 home runs. And he's batted .297. He's playing and swinging with all the confidence in the world right now. As Carrasco tried to tease him with a fastball, tempt him, nothing doing. Take a look at Arquilla in the driver's seat. Miguel Sano right there among the league leaders in runs batted in. And that's been a big boost for this Twins offense. 3-0 fastball in there for a strike.
Well, Sano, one of those guys, if he hits it, he can hit it a long way, but he can also swing and miss. 87 strikeouts on the year.
Draws a walk to start the second. And it brings up Max Kepler. Kepler, 7 hits in 23 at bats against Indians pitching this year. A couple of doubles and a home run. And that fastball just grazed the outside corner. Kepler's one of those guys, you watch him, I mean, he gets set and then he just, it's like a statue. Not many moving parts in that swing. Outside he missed. 1-1.
Now, I remember he had a great series last year in Cleveland over that one weekend where the Twins went off with a bat. He likes that ball down and in typical left-handed hitter. Keep it out of that nitro zone. Good pitch.
Carrasco coming with a breaking ball. And it's now 1-2.
Take a peek at this in our Nissan pitch track. Little backdoor breaking ball right on the outside edge and down at the knees. That's ground ball if you want to put it in play, and that's what he's looking for. Nice. Working the zone there, trying to come upstairs above the belt. That was a pretty good effective pitch on a 1-2 count.
Well, it's outside, a full count again.
I'll see if Paul Molitor has confidence that Kepler will put the ball in play. If he does, he'll start Sano. If he really feels that Max Kepler will put it in play, he'll start him. If he doesn't, he'll keep him put.
Runner goes. Swinging a ground ball towards Santana.
And there he did. That job accomplished. He stayed out of the double play. Santana looked after he got it on the one hop. It just wasn't hit hard enough to get the lead runner. He was off and running on the pitch.
So a runner in scoring position with one out for Jorge Polanco.
This guy's been hot. Oh, I'm thinking, no, Escobar. That's what I thought. Escobar. I was thinking Escobar. He was hot. I figured he'd be in the lineup tonight, and he is not.
Yeah, Escobar has 18 hits in his last 8 games.
Yeah. He's 10 for his last 14. And you can expand even further. He's been awfully good, but he's not in there tonight.
Carrasco delivers a strike, and the count is 1-1 with 1-on-1 out here in the second, and the Indians have an early 1-0 lead. Miguel Sano, the runner in scoring position. Trying to get him to offer at that pitch just off the outside edge, won't do it. 2-1. Fastball inside corner, locked him up.
You know, I like that after that pitch there, after he took that changeup the pitch before, like he just spit on it. There you go. Let's go inside. He was everything away. There's the pitch right there that'll keep him honest. And you see he jumps back like it's so far inside it had the corner.
It's rare to get that call from an umpire these days.
Well, it was the last homestand.
Missed way outside, full count. See what Carrasco goes to on this payoff pitch. He is one of 4 starting pitchers in baseball this year who has held opponents to a batting average below 100 when he throws his curveball.
Yeah. It's like Kershaw we talked about the other day.
He's one of them. Low heater, got him looking, just froze him at the dish. And Polanco has words for home plate umpire Mike Estabrook.
Well, that's, you know, that pitch just too good.
How weird that Mickey Callaway's going out for a visit right now.
He felt it was a little low. He's going to say something. Well, I don't know. That was a good fastball. So Mick must have picked something up mechanically, maybe with that changeup. He was throwing some changeups out of the zone, giving these guys breaks. But not, we're showing your stat there with the curveball.
Napa know-how.
Darvish, Chatwin, Kershaw, Carrasco, Arrieta.
Now, I found this interesting. I had a chat with Corey Kluber today. We were talking about breaking ball, because remember, for years, it's hard to tell with Corey. Is that a cutter or is that a breaking ball? And he was kind of giving me the rundown on on how he throws his pitches, and we can talk about that next time he takes the mound. But he told me for him, when he watches Carlos, he said, you know, Cookie, when he throws his cutter, he said it looks more like a slider. When he throws his slider, it looks more like a curveball.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times it's just the kind of depth you get to that pitch, the kind of sharp break that you're looking for. Not many guys, he told me, not many guys. We saw Kershaw in the last homestand. We see it from Bauer. Not many guys throw that big overhand 12-6 curveball. He said, I used to when I was in high school, but he said when I got into pro ball, he said it was just so obvious when it came out of my hand, because he said it went straight up in the air and then down. He goes, and the hitters pick up on that right away. He said, for me, like a lot of pitchers, you want everything coming out of your hand to look the same.
Absolutely, yeah. Which they do with Kluber.
So some guys breaking balls, you know. So my point being, Carrasco's on that list. It may not look like a traditional curveball,
right?
But that's essentially what it is. And he's also got the hard, biting slider. There's a little flare in the left field. Could be trouble. Robertson charges hard. He's got a great arm, and Sano has to hold at third. And so they can't score him on that 2-out single to left.
No, he was just, Robertson was too close. He was playing in for Castro, the left-handed hitter. He fought it off. It's a fastball going the other way. They had to stop him. So that's a good thing, and he kept it low enough where Ramirez should have caught the ball and cut it. It did get past him, but there you'll see it coming in. So it just continues the inning now with their first hit. So it's first and third now with 2 outs.
Well, Byron Buxton is swinging the bat better than when we saw him earlier this year. But his season average, as you see, they're still just barely above the 200 mark. 7 hits in his last 24 at bats has helped bump it up from below the Mendoza line to just above. To third, a diving stop by Ramirez, goes to second for the inning-ending force. No runs, a hit, 2 left. We've played 2 in Minneapolis. It's the Indians 1 and the Twins nothing. Profile, and Nick Turley has taken the long road. Signed with the Yankees in 08 out of BYU, or after he committed to BYU. Last year played in the Independent League.
Perseverance.
What keeps driving a man after all those years? You wonder.
You know, it's your dream, and you know, you stay with it. Sometimes you get rewarded, sometimes you don't, but this is his second start, his last one coming against the Giants.
I mean, he's not like he's some guy that's throwing 80s 3 miles an hour. I mean, we saw his fastball was 94 in the first inning.
Yeah.
So,
well, that's what I'm sitting on.
Yeah, but obviously that's why he's been able to stay around as long as he has, because people keep giving him opportunities. It's one thing to want to keep playing, but you have to find somebody who's even wants to give you a chance in the minor leagues.
Yeah, and you have to have enough of an arm that people want to take a chance at you. Right now, if I'm hitting, he has not proven to me that he can throw a breaking ball for a strike or consistently throw it. So you got to sit on his fastball. I don't care in or out. Take your pick. That was a good pitch. It was down and away. But if he's going to be one pitch, he better locate his fastball.
A little high.
Again, you get into hitters' counts, you expect to see that fastball.
The 3-2 is up and in, and Jason Kipnis is on again.
Perfect. Early his first walk. Let's check it out. The 3 broken bats. First pitch. There was Encarnacion's. He grounded out. But Ramirez, the barrel goes flying. He gets a base hit. Santana gets a base hit. His bat went flying. There's something weird there. You see 3 in a row.
So here's Daniel Robertson, who banged into a double play his first time up. And he takes a little high ball 1. That pitch in there for a strike. When you look at Nick Turley, though, he started with the Yankees organization in 08 with the the Gulf Coast League Yankees. But he spent a lot of time on the DL for one reason or another throughout his career. Early in his career with the Yankees, he fractured his hand, his pitching hand, missed the rest of the year. The next year, he spent time on the DL with a blister on his pitching finger, his index finger. He's had a left elbow injury. He suffered a laceration on his pitching finger. Runner goes. Pitch is down and in, and the throw to second, not in time. Jason Kipnis with a successful steal of second, his 3rd this year.
Had a very good jump. So they must have picked something up off of Turley right here. There it goes. As soon as he picks up that leg, head down, slides feet first. There you go. Stolen base. Kipnis, his 3rd.
So now Robertson with a good count, 2-1. Squares, bunts. And he's going to get Kipnis to 3rd, and the throw just does get him at first base. So again, that's one of the reasons why Terry Francona's got Robertson batting second. He does so many things really well. Just a good fundamental all-around player. He figures, all right, even though the count was in his favor there, good hitters count, I feel like I can get him over to 3rd, so I'll get the job done. Leave it up to Lindor to try to drive him home. Lindor doubled off the limestone facing that juts out at the top of the right field wall. His first time up. Narrowly missed hitting it out of here. It was a high fastball, and he drove it the other way. By the way, a refresher here in Minneapolis at Target Field, that wall in right field is 23 feet high, and then it drops down to 8 feet from just to the right of straightaway center all the way to the left field foul pole. A little high, 2-0. Twins have the infield in. Not even close. I think right field can certainly make for some tricky plays, though, for an outfielder, because if the ball hits that limestone facing, it's going to bounce a certain way. Just below that, that's a wooden wall, so it's going to bounce a certain way over that. And then below that, the padded wall, it might have a different reaction off of that surface. So,
and then the same thing with that auxiliary scoreboard out there in right center field.
True. Up high. He never came close to throwing Lindor a strike. Second walk of the inning.
Yeah, he's setting the table for the Indians here. 2 walks. You have the sacrifice.
He didn't walk anybody his first start in his 4 innings of work, but he gave up 8 hits. He's already given up 4 hits in 2 1/3, but the walks could really cause him. And plus, he hit a better.
Right,
so.
but he has been able to get 2 double play balls in the first 2 innings. That is what helped him out.
Edwin Encarnacion rounded out his first time up. He hits a towering drive to deep left field. Holy smokes, into the second deck for Edwin Encarnacion. A 3-run homer, and the Indians take a 4-0 lead.
And
Man, did he tee off?
Yeah, he did. He busted his bat on the first pitch last time, but he did. He barreled this one up, and he remains hot. That is his 14th homer. That's a big 3-pointer right there.
He's batted over 400 in the last month against left-handed pitching, Rick. That's what they have needed him to do.
Wow. He got that one down. Turley knew it as soon as he threw it down and into the nitro zone. Just drop the bat. Go for a cruise.
Take the Parrot for a walk. And the Indians up 4-0 for Jose Ramirez, who takes a strike.
Well, they have 2 more left-handers starting. 2 lefties tomorrow in that doubleheader, but boy, that one, that's good to see.
They tell us 435 feet on the tail of the tape as we take yet another look.
Oh. See that look? It's almost like it's about time. You know, where he feels like, you know, he's missed a lot, but he's been, the last 3 weeks, he's been very good.
Ramirez shoots one by a diving Sano down the left field line. He's headed for second base, and a throw nowhere close. Ramirez with a double. And the Indians keep swinging and keep coming up with big hits here in the 3rd inning. Back-to-back extra base knocks.
Well, that's their 6th hit, and they have 3 extra base hits, 2 doubles now. And the digger, this one right over the bag. He just missed. He hit one foul just a couple of pitches before that. So he will get into second base for Ramirez, his 16th double.
You know, we show that side look of the home run swing from Encarnacion. And he's not a guy that has a complicated swing. There's not a lot of, no high leg kick.
Right.
It's just, it looks so smooth. It's amazing that it
Watch
took
his
him as
front
long
side.
as
Watch
it
his
did
front side. Watch
to
his
get
front
it
side.
turned around.
He doesn't try to pull out, man. He's looking down on the ball. He stays behind it like that. A lot of times earlier in the season, man, that front shoulder, everything was pulling off, trying to hit the ball too hard. He stayed behind it beautifully.
That's something we didn't see early in the season either. Because when you're struggling, you don't feel like talking to anybody. You don't feel like standing there and telling everybody what's going on. I mean, when you're scuffling, you just want to sit there and just chew your hat in half, probably. So 3 runs in. Santana, who singled his first time up, takes a strike.
Well, this is the way you want to start out game 1 of a 4-game series in 3 days. See if you can get into the bullpen early.
Downstairs. Now he's already 40 pitches.
He cannot throw a breaking ball for a strike. Man, if you're a hitter, you have eliminated a lot of doubt going up into that batter's box. If he throws it for a strike, you take it.
Ground ball. And Dozier on the left side of the infield throws it out 2 away. Ramirez goes to third.
Well, Tripetown MVPs presented by Cleveland Clinic Children's is the official kids fan club of the Indians. It's designed for kids ages 6 to 14. Memberships are just $20, and they include invitations to exclusive events and cool tribe gear. Just visit Indians.com for more information.
Yan Gomes, an RBI single, his first time up, got the Tribe on the board in the second. He took that fastball and just lined it to right. He didn't get a first pitch fastball this time.
That's okay. You got the curve. So give it to him. Strike 1. All right.
He hasn't thrown many for strikes, as you pointed out.
No, I would still lock in on his fastball until you get to 2 strikes, then you protect.
Hits it down the line, but slicing foul out of play. Six hits already on the board for Cleveland.
3-pointers are nice early in the game, aren't they?
Yes, indeed. Oh, he's going to call him out on a fastball that just did nick the outside corner. But the Indians break it open here in the third with a 3-run homer from Edwin Encarnacion, his 14th of the year. For Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. Well, here in Minneapolis, paying tribute to the late Prince in his Purple Rain night. They handed out the Purple Rain umbrellas.
Yes, they did.
To the first 10,000 through the gates. And they came in handy during batting practice as a light rain began to fall.
Might be handy all weekend.
Swing and a miss by Eddie Rosario, leading off the home half of the third for the Twins. Down low, 1-1. They've got the purple lighting at the top of the seating bowl here in the upper deck. Swing and a miss. It's 1-2. There you go.
Yeah.
Accent lighting.
In between innings, playing a lot of Prince music.
Kind of appropriate since this was the town that had the purple people eaters back in the 60s and 70s. Famed Minnesota Vikings defense.
They still got a pretty good defense now too, don't
Yeah.
they?
But the old-fashioned nicknames, they just don't
Yeah.
seem to come around anymore. Maybe because all the good ones were taken already. I don't know. Doomsday, the Steel Curtain, the Purple People Eaters, the Orange Crush. Missed outside.
Fierce force.
Yeah, the Rams. Well, another full count for Carrasco. He's been getting deep into a lot of counts, so he's already at 41 pitches. Get that off of his foot.
We send along our congratulations to Sandy and Jeff Cogswell, celebrating their 31st wedding anniversary. They're from Parma. Congratulations. Enjoy your anniversary night.
How about the Cardiac Kids?
Yeah.
What about your guys up in Buffalo? You had the OJ and the Electric Company. Yeah. You turn on the juice, right? The no-name defense. New York Stock Exchange, the Jets. Up high, ends up walking it. Well, that's a second walk issued by Carrasco. And the Minnesota Twins had their leadoff man aboard for the second straight inning, and we'll go down to Andre Knott.
Well, Jason Kipnis missed the last 2 games of the series back at home, but he says his neck still bothers a little bit. He said, Matty, he heard it a little bit diving for those balls against the Dodgers, if you remember the ball up the middle. But it's a special weekend for Jason and his father, who you see right there, who's sitting right next to me. All the Kipnis boys will be here all weekend long for Father's Day. And Kip told me he's going to do whatever it takes to play all 4 games for his dad and his brothers, as it's the Kipnis boys weekend here in Minnesota.
That's pretty awesome.
Nice. He won't have a whole lot of time away from the field, I wouldn't think.
Brian Dozier takes inside, ball 1.
Well, the last thing Carrasco wants to do is walk the leadoff hitter after they just give you a 4-run lead. You want to be aggressive and make them put the ball in play and don't nibble.
Well, look at this, though, for Carrasco. As Francisco Lindor comes in to say something to him, he's almost 50-50.
Well, that's it. Come on, you got to get aggressive. You can't pitch afraid here. Your offense is giving you some runs to work with. Let's go. You got to let them swing the bat. Worst thing they can do is get a hit.
Pop back out of play. Well, pitchers say that, usually when you get an early lead like this, it enables you have the power to go out and be more aggressive early in counts, and then you can try to expand the strike zone once you get ahead.
And that's Carlos's MO normally.
Right.
He's a strike throwing machine on the first pitch. He does a great job. I don't know what's going on. He's got to reel it in. There you go.
2-2.
Normally that's his spot. He's down in the zone, he's on the corners, and he's throwing strikes. This is Carlos right here. Pick your spot, drive through it, and if he hits it, he's got a good chance of hitting that pitch on the ground.
He hung one, and that's hit high in the air to left, but Robertson looks like he's got a play on it, and he does. Tagging and heading to second is Rosario. Here's the throw, and the tag, they got him! A double play on a dynamite throw once again from Daniel Robertson.
That is beautiful. That's how you attack and play the outfield. He was on the warning track And as a baseball player, you shouldn't be able to tag up and get to second, but he played it beautifully. He set behind it and threw a seed. That was a nice pick by Kipnis right there, and he put the tag on. It's a bad base running play. You've got to make sure you're down 4. It's still early in the ball game, but Robertson made a beautiful play, and he anticipated him tagging. So great. And here you go. This kid adds something to you, whether it's offensively or defensively. He's in the mix.
He's left field, right field. He's
It doesn't
played them all
matter.
over. He's just done a nice job.
We've seen him make good plays in every position out there. In Cincinnati, it was in center field. Made another play in right field in Cleveland. Threw a guy out at second. Tonight it's in left. Threw a guy out at second. It doesn't matter. He's helping this ball club. I don't see him going anywhere.
Robbie Grossman takes a strike.
You know, we see that too often anymore, where guys tag up when outfielders are on the grass.
Lindor throws out Grossman.
Play.
And the defense picks up Carrasco. He does the rest. 3 complete. Indians 4. Twins nothing. Target field. Purple rain, purple umbrellas throughout the stands, but right now it's Daniel Robertson who has put himself front and center with a terrific catch and throw, turning a double play in the bottom half of the 3rd. So we go to the 4th. Lonnie Chisenhall to lead it off. Nick Turley starts him with a slow breaking ball that misses up out of the zone. 6 hits for the Indians, 4 runs home, 3 on 1 swing of the bat by Edwin Encarnacion in the 3rd. Pulled on the ground, foul. The 1-1. And a high pop-up. Straight up on the infield. Sano, the 3rd baseman. 1 down. Injury report brought to you by the attorneys at Elk & Elk. And for Minnesota, wow.
Line up.
A lot of pitchers on that DL. Glenn Perkins has been out the whole year.
Yeah.
He was at one time their closer. Santiago, of course, they thought would give them some help in the rotation. Phil Hughes, for sure, they thought would do that. And I think, look, if the Twins have an Achilles heel right now, that's it. They're pitching.
Sure.
They've swung the bats well enough so far this year.
The Twins are 2-4 against the Indians. The 2 wins. Santana has one. Barrios has the other.
Yeah.
And we're not facing them in this series. So this is where the Indians have to make hay. They're not facing their 2 best starters. Now, next weekend in Cleveland, I'm sure that'll all change because they'll be lined up to pitch against them. But they're not this weekend.
Boy, speaking of pitching or the lack thereof, the White Sox are beating Toronto 11-2 in the 6th inning at the Rogers Center, and the Tigers are beating Tampa 11-2 in Detroit.
Biagini started that game in Toronto for the Blue Jays. And it was Ramirez for Tampa Bay.
The 1-2 way outside. Kansas City Royals, who've won 5 in a row. They're only 2 back of the Indians. They're out in Anaheim, getting underway a little less than an hour from now. 2-2. Swung on and missed. Second strikeout for Turley. 2 down on the inning. Sports Time Ohio giving you the chance to win one of 25 pairs of tickets or the grand prize of a VIP experience to the Luke Bryan concert at Progressive Field coming up on July 15th. Enter the sweepstakes at foxsportsohio.com for your chance to win. Nick Turley has retired 4 straight, but I don't think he's thrown a curveball anywhere close to a strike to Jason Kipnis tonight. Kipnis was hit by a errant breaking ball his first time up, and then he walked in the 3rd, came around to score a run.
Oh, there's one. Found the strike zone.
Fastball wrapped up the middle, but didn't get much on it. And the side is retired in order for the first time tonight. 4-0 Cleveland, middle of the 4th. Home run and strikeout in this game raises money for prostate cancer research. So far this month, $3.3 million have been raised in the challenge. You can make a pledge. Go online to homerunchallenge.org. Edwin Encarnacion's 3-run homer helping the Tribe to an early 4-0 lead. Now as we go to the bottom of the 4th, Carlos Carrasco goes to work against the 3, 4, and 5 spots. Joe Mauer to lead it off. Struck out his first time up.
in his career. Very good numbers against Carrasco. 500 batting average, 11 for 22, and then he struck out, so he's 11 for 23 now.
Not a play. Swung on and missed. And Carlos Carrasco has his 4th strikeout of the night. Boy, rare that we see Joe Mauer strike out twice in the same game against the Indians.
I think it was on the same pitch, that slider, both times. It's going down. It starts out low and it disappears by the time it gets to the strike zone. So you talked about how tough that slider is for him to hit. You know, hitters to hit his slider, right or left, it doesn't matter.
And it kind of goes back to what Corey was saying. If you have that pitch coming out of your hand from the same arm slot and it looks the same to the hitter initially, it's that much less time the hitter has to react
plus,
to it.
You call that slider. Now he's got a changeup he can throw to the left-handers that goes the other way. You know, and if it starts at that same arm slot. And that's exactly what you got, pitches coming from 2 different angles coming out of the same arm slot at different speeds.
Sano whiffs. And it's 0-2.
This is a guy that can. I remember earlier in the month where he hit a streak where he wasn't playing because he had struck out 8 or 9 straight times. But he's a dangerous hitter if you make mistakes.
He went around and Carrasco strikes him out, back-to-back Ks here in the 4th. And that's where Carlos Carrasco is at his best. Get ahead and then do this. Expand the zone.
That's what most hitters do. When you start them out low and then you can expand, because a hitter has to protect more. They will swing at more of your pitches. Once you're ahead, then they'll get themselves out.
Max Kepler grounded out. His only time up in the 2nd. Fastball just off the plate. Well, after the sprinkles we had during batting practice, it's turned out to be just a delightful evening here in Minneapolis. And a big crowd on hand. They've got fireworks after the game.
Yeah, this is what these Minnesotans live for. Instead of remember we used to go into that dome over there at the Metrodome. They love to come outside and watch baseball.
Well, and hey, this is a big series. I know it's you know, only the middle of June, but as Paul Molitor said, look, you know, these are big games. They're important games. You don't want to overdo it.
No,
because he said it's not a critical. He didn't say it's not critical. It's not crucial. But he said what it is. This is an opportunity.
Well, from where they were last year, when they lose 103 games, hey, they're right back into this. Means something. These people are saying, hey, we want the Cleveland Indians. They were in the World Series last year. They should be excited about this series. They have something to play for. And if you're the Indians, you're saying, let's go. You want to defend and prove to these guys.
Well, and Kip told Andre before the game, it's not that you're putting any more emphasis on this series, but hey, guess what? They're in first place. You got to beat them.
Right, that's right. And they're 3-0 in this ballpark this year, so.
Ground ball to first, and once again an easy inning for Carrasco. Second time in 4 innings he's retired the side in order. He's fanned 5 on the night, and the Indians lead it 4-0. Is brought to you by Levin Furniture. For the best deals on furniture and mattresses, shop Levin's. And by Cleveland Clinic, Express Care online. Download it now for free.
Wow, that is a gorgeous sight. Target Field, where the Indians have a 4-0 lead on a beautiful mid-June evening. Daniel Robertson, Francisco Lindor, Edwin Encarnacion for the Tribe here in the 5th. One pitch, a grounder right to third, one out. Stat of the game brought to you by Buick. Run differential in the American League. Yankees over 100 runs more than the opposition. Astros just over the 100 run mark. How about that? The Indians are 4th at plus 18. I can't believe the gap between the top two and everybody else.
Well, those top two, they've got some mashers. They can put some runs on the board. The Dodgers, when they were in town, they were plus 92. You know, for National League over there, and they, you know, you get up that high. That's a pretty big disparity. They can put some big numbers, crooked numbers on the board.
Lindor has been on base twice. He doubled in the first, walked and scored in the third. Upstairs with a fastball. It's 2-1. Guys in both bullpens are up, jumping around, running around, moving around. Nobody's throwing.
Well, usually,
everybody's getting loose because we're in the mid-innings now, and this is when action could be coming.
Get the blood flowing. That's exactly right.
Look at it, calisthenics.
Well, and you know what we don't see in the dugout sometimes are those hitters in between innings later on in the 6th and 7th when you maybe have a pinch hitter getting ready.
Sano cuts in front of the shortstop, makes the play. 2 down. In-game recap brought to you by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. Yad Gomes, a stinging RBI single in the 2nd, made a 1-0 Cleveland. Then in the 3rd, with 2 on, I mean, just mashed it. Edwin Encarnacion's 14th homer of the year, a 3-runner, made it 4-0. That's where we stand. Carlos Carrasco, 4 shutout innings, has made it stand up. He's allowed just 1 hit. Here is Eddie for the 3rd time today, and it's up high, ball 1.
In the first 2 times up, he swung at the first pitch. So he starts him off with a little breaking ball this time for a ball. Change up. I know what he's sitting on here.
Up and away with a fastball.
Yeah, he wants no part of it.
And why not? Encarnacion batting .382 in the month of June with 4 homers, 9 runs batted in. So he says, I'll take my chances with anybody other than him.
Well, you remember yesterday he reached base all 5 times and scored 4 runs. Well, he's reached base 2 out of the 3 times today and scored a run. So that streak continues where he's, you know,
on base,
staying on base, getting on there, making left-hand turns. That's a beautiful thing.
And with Ramirez currently batting behind him, the way he's been swinging the bat, that's going to make this lineup better, because Jose came in hitting .350 in his last 18 games.
I like that move because, you know, Tito, again, he finally switched, you know, Encarnacion back to the 4-hole. He hit a homer in that first game. But what they did, he flip-flopped Santana and Encarnacion. But when Encarnacion was hitting 4th and Santana was leading out, was always Ramirez behind him, you know, a good hitter. And right now, Ramirez is swinging a good bat. You back him up with a good hitter and drop Santana. I like that because right now he is scuffling.
Ramirez drives one to deep left field. That's over Rosario's head, hits near the base of the wall. Eddie on his way to third will stop there. It's going to be a double for Ramirez. He is 3 for 3 on the night. And he now has 17 doubles this year.
And that's why you back him up behind Encarnacion. You don't want to pitch to him? Well, you better pitch to this guy. And when you do, he's dangerous. So with 2 outs, you get the walk, the double, and now an opportunity to add on to a 4-0 lead. And he short hops the wall. No way Encarnacion could score. They got it in quickly. Just a ho-hum double for Ramirez. And as you mentioned, 3 for 3. He has 3 of the 7 Indians hits.
And it gives Santana another opportunity. He singled in the second, grounded out in the third. But with 2 down, a chance to really blow the lid off this baby. Downstairs, ball 1.
Yeah, a base hit here could just wipe him right out.
There, look, you applaud the consistency with which Santana arrives at work each day. And that is, he comes ready to play, wants to be in that lineup every single day. But it's just hard to imagine with his talent that he's driven in 1 run in the last 9 games played. Bounces to the backstop. Coming home from third and then jamming on the brakes is Encarnacion.
Well, it's not very far behind home plate here, and it can hit some of that
the limestone.
Yeah, the limestone, but this one catches the netting, and you still get a kick back. And you see he was coming in. Sometimes if it hits that netting, it may go straight up, but it bounced back. So he was wise. Ramirez was right behind him, and he was 3/4 of the way down. He had to get back at second base. You have to make sure you're going to make it 2 outs. Really, you can't push it. I don't care what the score is there.
Greg Breslow is getting loose in the Minnesota bullpen.
Yeah, right here. This could hurt. This could hurt here. Again, another left-hander warming. It seems like every time a bullpen guy, the first bullpen guy in, is always a left-hander, it seems, against the Tribe. Talk about the Indians. They're 12-15 against left-handed pitching, but they're 8-6 on the road against them.
Nick Turley ready with 2 on and 2 out. And the 2-1 pitch is down low, 3-1. Santana has more hits than any Indians hitter with runners in scoring position, but he has also had more opportunities. This is his 72nd at bat.
What did they say? That ball hit him, or is it a ball 4?
I think they just decided to put him on.
Oh, I got you, with first base open.
Yep.
Okay.
So that will go as an intentional walk.
I got you.
They're loaded with 2 down now for Yan Gomes.
Yeah, if you're not paying attention, you see a guy go down. I thought we missed a pitch. I forgot you can just go ahead and point.
Just wave him on down.
Beat it. Well, now Yan Gomes with an opportunity.
They're trying to pinch the gap in right center. Kepler, the right fielder, over toward the alley, and Buxton, the center fielder, that way. And Gomes crosses him up, goes to left. Encarnacion scores. Here comes Ramirez. He's safe as well.
That's a huge hit.
Boy, oh boy, Yan Gomes delivers an RBI single to right his first time up. This time he goes to left and drives in a pair. And it's now 6-0 Cleveland.
Watch this pitch down for Gomes, right in his wheelhouse. And he smoked it. That was not even a strike, folks. And he gets it into left field. And Mike Sarbaugh being aggressive. Rosario has a very good arm out there, but look at the jump that Ramirez gets. And his throw pulls him offline. A big 2-out base hit. All this happened with 2 out and nobody on, and they get 2 in and they have 2 on.
Now Lonnie Chisenhall up high, ball 1. That was a changeup that Gomes was able to go down and pull through the hole.
Not even a strike. That's his strength, man.
It all started with a walk to Encarnacion because he just didn't want any part of him. Now Lonnie hits a high fly ball deep right field. Kepler's out of room. It's off the wall. Backing up is Buxton. Scoring is Santana. Here comes Gomes. 2 more for the Tribe. It's a 4-run 5th as Lonnie Chisenhall drives in a pair. And the Indians lead it 8-0.
Wow, you talk about first 2 outs and you got a chance to get out of the inning and you can't get out of it. There's the fastball. All day long you can sit on fastball against Turley, and this one went high off the wall. He thought it was going to be a home run, but with 2 outs, Gomes off and running, and it's going to be a short night.
The Cleveland Clinic call to the bullpen has been made by Paul Molitor. Nick Turley exits, and former Indian Craig Breslow coming on when we come back. Nick Turley out of the ballgame here in the 5th inning. He had 2 outs, bases empty, and in 5 straight reach. 4 have scored. Craig Breslow out of the bullpen will face Austin Jackson. Breslow for the 25th time this year. So the Indians have done their best to just come in here and take the crowd right out of it. Carlos Carrasco has pitched 4 innings of 1-hit shutout baseball. That does
that sets the tempo right there. When your
Yeah.
starter goes out, put zeros on the board, give your offense an opportunity to score. They had opportunities and they put crooked numbers on the board. 4 doubles, a homer, 9 hits.
Austin Jackson out of plate on the right side.
And boy, when this team gets some hits with runners in scoring position, they're dangerous. It's when they don't is when they have their tough times. And their wins, their 32 wins, are averaging 6.5 runs per game. Hitting .287 with runners in scoring position.
Well, they're 4 for 9 with runners in scoring position tonight.
And in their losses, 2.5 runs a game they average in their 31 losses, and they're hitting under 200 with runners in scoring position. So you get a couple of big hits early, and that seems like it just gives them confidence.
Up and away, 2-1. Right, as we said the other day, they get 3 hits. The record, I think, is 15, 16, and 3, something like that with runners.
It doesn't seem like a lot, but boy, it has been tough at times this year.
They were 5 for 9 yesterday with runners in scoring position, so 9 for their last 18. You'll love it.
Absolutely.
And that thing can be contagious.
St. Louis has joined the run scoring parade tonight.
Double digit.
10-1 Cardinals over Baltimore. Boy, the Orioles pitching has just completely fallen apart of late.
Well, that's where we head after this series here.
Jackson strikes out. The inning is over, but the Indians score 4 more. We're halfway through in Minneapolis, and the Indians are up now 8-0. We'll go to work here in the bottom of the 5th. 6, 7, and 8 due up for Minnesota. Cookie has struck out 5 and has given up 1 hit. He's walked 2. And Polanco, who was called out on strikes, his only time up shows bunt, takes the ball. Missed outside. Out of play. Just missed with a fastball, down and in.
Went in there on him last time and he hit in the strike zone, if you remember, on the inside part of the plate that he jumped out of the way of.
Little worm burner to short. Lindor throws him out. 1 down. Time for a game break. Here's Al Pawlowski.
All right, thanks, Al. White Sox pummeling the Blue Jays 11-2. They're in the 8th inning. In that game, Melky Cabrera has homered, doubled, and driven in 5. Jose Abreu has 3 ribbies for the White Sox. Told you that St. Louis is crushing Baltimore. That's where the Indians will head next. Baltimore to take on the Orioles. It's 10-1 Cardinals. In their last 7 games, Baltimore's starting pitchers have allowed 43 runs in 28 innings. So think about that. That's 4 innings per start in the last 7 games, and they've given up 43 runs. Tonight, the Cardinals have hit 4 home runs against the Orioles staff.
Oh boy.
Jason Castro base hit his only time up. It's an opposite field single.
Yeah, it's a 2-out opportunity to drive in a run. Sano was on second base. They have to hold him up at third base, and then Carrasco got Buxton to ground out. Keep a 0 on the board.
2-1 pitch. Little
Again.
jam shot towards third, and Jose Ramirez runs it down 2 away. Yeah, by the way, for those of you who may have just got home from work or tuned in the game late, Michael Brantley not with the ball club, and we certainly want to extend our congratulatory wishes to Michael and his wife Melissa on the birth of their child.
Yes, indeed.
He's with her, and so he's on paternity leave. So Daniel Robertson getting the start in left field tonight. He's done a terrific job. He turned a double play in the 3rd inning when he made a catch, backpedaling into deep left, made a perfect throw to second base where Kipnis swiped the tag on Rosario, who tried to tag up at first and get to second base. And then, as you said, Rick, he came charging in and made that throw to the cutoff man to keep Sano from getting home in that 2nd inning. So good defense in left from Robertson tonight, who's played all 3 outfield positions in his time with the Tribe. 2-0. Just missed outside. Down to Andre.
Michael and his wife had a baby boy. They're all doing well. He will join the team on Monday when the team gets to Baltimore to play. And, you know, Tito said this could be a good opportunity for Robertson and others to help out, but also help Michael kind of take care of his body as they go into this stretch before the All-Star break.
Thanks, Andre. And look, the other thing, too, is that Abraham Almonte is still recovering from an injury. He's not ready to go yet. They just sent Brandon Guyer out on a rehab assignment today.
Right.
Fly ball right field. Lonnie Chisenhall back. Makes the catch. So the Twins go 1-2-3, and that is now 8 straight retired by Carrasco.
And access to Tribe Rewards. Today's Tribe Rewards code is Salazar. Visit Indians.com for complete details.
it doesn't get much better than this. A perfect night for baseball. And it doesn't hurt that the Indians are rolling 8-0 here in the 6th now as Jason Kipnis leads it off. Third time he's led off an inning. Tries to bunt and it goes foul. Kipnis hit by a pitch in the first. Walked, stole a base, and scored in the third, both times leading off. Grounded out to end the 4th inning. Jason's dad, brother, here in attendance. It's a Kipnis boys weekend out. Only one of them is actually working. Ground ball with the shift on. That's the shortstop, Polanco, who throws him out. T-Mobile Unlimited baseball break. You know, this is amazing. Our old pal, the late Herb Score, was the first pitcher to average a strikeout per inning.
Wow.
Back in 1955.
Matty, they said the first couple of years that he started, nobody, I mean nobody, had better stuff than him with a fastball, curveball.
And I remember too, Arch, that obviously because of his career being cut short, and you know, a lot of people may dispute this, but Herb always maintained it was an arm injury. It had nothing to do with the line drive that struck him in the head and, you know, injured his eye and all that. He said that had nothing to do with it. He said, I came back, injured my arm, and was never the same again. In any event, shortened career. And so, other than Indians fans who listen to him on the radio, no one talked about Herb Score.
Right.
It was kind of a forgotten part of baseball lore until 85 when Doc Gooden came along and was blowing up the strikeout, and all of a sudden he's got the most strikeouts since Herb Score as a rookie in baseball history. And all of a sudden it sort of renewed interest in, who is this Herb Score guy? Let's go back and take another look. And I think people had a better appreciation for just how great he could have been had his career been healthy.
No doubt about it. One of the best left-handers ever, they say. You talk to Rocky Colavito about it. They were roommates. And go talk to some hitters that faced him when he was young in his first couple of years. They'll tell you.
Two 2-0 count with 2 down and bases empty. Lindor doubled in the first, walked and scored in the third. Grounded out his last time up. Bullets this one foul. Did you ever ask Bob Feller specifically about Herbie?
Yeah, because it was at the end of Bob's career when Herbie came up, and yes, he absolutely said Herb was a great pitcher. Absolutely. You know, Herb was young and coming up when Bob was at the end, at the tail end.
Yeah, because if I remember right, when the Indians went to the World Series in '54, Feller he didn't have quite as many starts as a lot of those other guys in the rotation. Lindor ends up drawing his second walk of the night. That's a great sign for Frankie that he's starting to see things a little better.
Take what is given.
It gives Encarnacion another chance to bat. These are fun at bats to watch now, the way he's swinging it.
Well, yeah, you certainly don't want to walk Lindor to get to Encarnacion. But, I mean, it's all the way a pitcher navigates his way through lineups.
Yeah, Redbird just looked it up real quick. Feller in 1954 only made 19 starts that year. He was 13-3. So he still had it, but he was
13-3.
Just wasn't quite the flamethrower that he was.
Exactly.
Swung on and missed.
There's that swing that he tried to hit one out.
Yeah, and came off the bat.
See, watch this. He didn't watch the front side. See it? He really wanted to. He wanted to hit with that one over the upper deck.
He seems to prescribe to the Mickey Mantle theory of hitting, which was swing hard just in case you make contact.
Yes. Well, you don't hit as many home runs as Eddie's hit in his career without putting a healthy good. But you know what? You're right. He's not like a lot of these guys that have that high leg kick now.
Right.
That hit the home runs. Let's, just
He's
big
pretty,
power hitters.
pretty low maintenance in terms of what you see. Ground ball. And Dozier throws to first to retire the side. Cleveland 8, Minnesota nothing, middle of the 6th. Cookie Carrasco has spun a one-hit shutout through 5, striking out 5. He has walked a pair. He's retired the last 8 straight Twins hitters. Eddie Rosario walked to lead off the 3rd. He'll lead off the 6th now. And it's down low, ball 1. Missed outside.
Carrasco has only allowed 1 hit in this ball game. Although he started out, you remember that strike percentage was not what it normally was with him early in the ball game.
Fouled on the left side.
New bat.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. He was about 50-50 there.
Right, for the first
inning.
few innings. Yes, he was. And I was thinking normally he's better than that. But what can you say? He's only given up 1 hit. He's walked 2. He struck out 5.
Actually, Arch, I think it was in the 3rd inning after he walked Rosario. He was right around that 50-50 mark. Then he got the double play.
Right.
Thanks to Robertson.
That's
and
right.
after that, it's like something clicked.
Kicked
and he just
in.
locked in.
Yeah, after that easy inning, I think he went and sat down, whether he talked with Mickey or not. But you're right. He's been a different guy.
Stays with the fastball. Deep left. Robertson's out of room, and it's going to carry out of here.
Are you kidding me?
Wow. Rosario drives one the other way for a home run, and Minnesota is on the board as 9th homer of the year.
He had 3 the other day in a ball game. I was just I saw that swing and I said, yeah, make him go out the other way. Well, guess what? This one got out. There's the fastball away. 95. Didn't look like he drove it that way, but he got enough of it. It had the topspin, and look at Robertson runs out of room. That ball gets out of here. That ball is carrying. Not too many guys used to be able to go that way and hit it that way.
No.
It must be the heat, the humidity, or whatever, but balls normally don't carry here like that.
Now Brian Dozier takes down low, ball 1.
Ninth home run given up by Carlos.
There's a line drive single in the 7th. So after Santana, you think about this. Through the first 5 innings, as you take a look one more time at the base hit, Carlos Carrasco had allowed 1 hit, and it was a single, an opposite field single.
Right.
Through the first 5 innings. But now a homer, a line drive single, and up comes Robbie Grossman 0 for 2. But still, it's a 7-run lead. And so Terry Francona has, I guess, the luxury tonight of allowing Carrasco to kind of work through. And this has maybe been, Rick, a little bit of a, I don't know, maybe a mental hurdle for Carrasco.
Yeah, this is a game where you'd love to push him. Game 1, where you've got a lot of baseball to play this weekend. Love to push him.
Last couple of starts, he started out well and then just kind of fell apart in the middle of the game.
Well, you notice he took him out after his last start, where he was breezing through that game and took him out into the 6th inning after he had back-to-back hits.
And it only allowed 2 runs, but it was a 3-2 game. And it was a game that Tito felt like we've got to try and win this game.
Right.
I guarantee you, if this was a closer score, if it was a similar situation, that bullpen would be up firing right now. Two balls and 2 strikes.
Well, this is where Carlos has got to dig deep and get him out of this inning and get yourself a double play ball or get some outs here in a hurry where you don't have to worry about it. He's already sitting at 90 pitches.
Right to Lindor. He'll go back to first. It's close, but diving back safely is Dozier.
Oh, so close. He just got back.
1 down as Grossman is now 0 for 3 on the night.
See, Lindor realizes I got to throw this ball because he saw him come off, but you have to wait for it and catch it before you can get rid of it. He saw everything happen in front of him, and he realized it. He just had to wait for it, and that gave Dozier just enough time to get back.
Now here's Joe Mauer, 0 for 2, has struck out twice tonight. Inside, he missed ball 1. Joe Mauer is 4th all-time in Twins history with 1,885 hits.
Good pitch.
And he needs 33 more to pass Tony Oliva for 3rd place all time.
Have you ever seen anybody stand closer to home plate than Sano?
On the on-deck circle?
Yeah.
No, I mean, he's like right.
That's not the on-deck circle. He's almost near the Twin Cities logo.
Yeah, I think that could be cause for it's a security. I mean, security. It's a safety issue. He couldn't get out of the way if something unusual happened.
Well, as big as he is, if it hit him, it probably wouldn't hurt.
I would almost wonder if a starting pitcher might say, hey, get out of the way. You're too close. You're in my line of vision.
Could be.
1-2 pitch. He ate him up. Third time tonight, Carrasco has struck out Joe Mauer, and there are 2 down in the inning.
That has got to be a rarity.
Let's go down to Andre.
Matt, you had a great stat earlier about the curveball of Carlos Carrasco. You talk about the difference in his curve and his slider. Rick, don't pay attention. There's too many numbers here for you. But coming into today's game, Carrasco's slider, guys were hitting just 0.56 versus it. Of the 150 sliders he had thrown coming into today, only 2 have resulted in hits. 16 have been put in play. 21 of them have been hit foul. So just tells you how great his slider has been so far this year. He's registered 28 whiffs and 26 called strikes with the slider so far this season.
So it took you 6 innings to tell us that?
I had it in the first inning, but we wanted to wait till the right moment.
You read it and you wrote it down today. I know that.
I read it and read it down, and I had the right shirt.
Hey, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Ain't bad.
Here is Miguel Sano. Only the 20th time in the career of Joe Mauer that he has struck out
20
3 times in a game.
Okay, it's a rarity. As many games as he's played, it's a rarity.
I think I can give you that game. Yeah, Rick, it's 1,647 as of tonight. Base hit in the left field for Miguel Sano. And so 2 on, 2 out. Max Kepler is coming up. And you know what? I don't know if you still have Andre down there, but in addition to the numbers he gave you on the Carrasco slider, it kind of goes back to what Corey Kluber and I were talking about, and that is the way every pitcher throws a breaking ball of some sort. Some guys throw the 12-6 curveball, but not many. And Carrasco's breaking ball and his slider, they react differently than, say, a Kluber, and they're both right-handed pitchers. But one guy gets a little more depth to it, and it's interesting in that you can throw the same type of pitch, have the same type of results, but maybe go about it from a command standpoint or just the way you release it in a different way.
I don't care who you are or what you throw. If you get Mauer to strike out 3 times, you're doing something right.
The only question I would have for the conversation you had with Klubs, can you talk about when he takes less off of it? You know what I mean? How you can change the mile power on that pitch?
Yeah. Here's the 0-1, swung on and missed. You got to buy him 0-2. A lot of times it depends on what you're trying to do. Depend on, like for Corey, if he's facing, like in this instance, a left-handed hitter, if he wants that slider down and into the back foot of that left-handed hitter, he wants more downward action on that pitch. If it's a right-handed hitter, he's going to want it maybe to go a little more horizontal, side to side, to get it started in the middle of the plate and break it off the plate. Swung on and missed. Carrasco picks himself up with a couple of strikeouts here in the 6th. He has 7 on the night. Gives up the first run of the game to the Twins, but the Indians still in command, 8-1.
injury lawyers at Elk & Elk, proud partners of the Cleveland Indians. Call 1-800-ELK-OHIO. And by the stylish 2017 Kia Optima. Indians over the Twins here at Target Field. Carlos Carrasco with 6 strong innings. We'll see if he's back out for the 7th or if maybe that's it for him. He's just over 100 pitches on the night. Jose Ramirez to lead it off, and he has had himself quite a night. 3 for 3, a single, 2 doubles, 2 runs scored. Oh, and 2 the count on Ramirez. Breslow misses way outside. Andre, any word on whether Mini Ramirez traveled with Jose here to Minnesota?
I am doing some work on that. I've got a feeling Jose put it somewhere special. I mean, if they didn't bring it, you know, Cookie will make another one, but by the time we get back,
that should be in his locker.
That's
man.
an absolute work of art, especially to pull that off during a game right there on the bench.
Well, an amazing thing is it's just how all those pitchers came together. Everybody had their part, from Kluber to Carrasco to Bauer. They had different balls. They were faking and trying to make sure they got his face right.
But you nailed it. You said the best part was he approved. That smile right there.
You don't get that. And you don't get that from Jose very often.
Look at him sucking in that necklace that they put on there too.
That was a treat.
The other thing is, you guys talk about what he's been able to do over the last 4 or 5 games. He's getting on base 2-3 times a night right now.
Yeah,
I think that's what has him smiling just as much.
Well, and again, that's what gave Tito the confidence to make the lineup changes. You know, move him into the 5 spot, drop Santana down, give him a little breather. I thought Jose did great in the 3 spot. I thought for sure he'd be batting 3rd again today.
I did too. You know, we always talk about teams having set lineups, and everybody likes having that set lineup like the Indians had in the 90s. It's pretty nice to have some versatility that you can change it around to get your team going the way they have it right now.
It's funny. The 2-2 is shattered. Look out, Andre. Wow, that almost got him.
It sure did.
All right, I'm not talking about Jose.
See, there you go. Keep talking. Keep talking.
No. I'm hurt.
This is beautiful. Incoming. Andre, watch him jump. It's for wearing the wrong shirt. Save that. You can have a fire in your room tonight.
We're having fire at my place tonight.
Oh man, here's the 2-2 to Ramirez. But what I was gonna say though is, you know, how quickly you forget he batted 5th a lot when Santana was in the leadoff spot.
Right, he hit behind
Kipnis was out
all year,
early.
right?
Yeah.
Well, he was your best hitter with with guys in scoring position last year. He should be. He should be in the middle part of that line to protect everything.
Breslow finally strikes him out. Take a look at the day for Jose Ramirez. Remember, he made a good play defensively early with a diving stop. And he yanks one by a diving Sano. That led to a run. This ball's crushed. He scored a pair, a couple of doubles.
Well, he gets up there. He has that batting average now. Just under 300, 298. So he's been doing his fair share.
High pop to right. Back is Kepler. 2 down. Yan Gomes has also had himself quite a day. Mr. Productivity. RBI single to right field, his first time up plating Ramirez. And then in the 5th,
This was a big base hit.
Change up down out of the strike zone, able to drive 2 more in.
That was with 2 outs also.
Yeah, and that made it a 6-0 ball game, and then they came back up and got a couple more.
Twins go to a 3-man shift, left side of the infield for Gomes this time. Jan's another one. He's had to battle his way. He was hitting 176 at the end of April, and he's closing in on the 250 mark now. Just over 240.
When you get off to slow starts, like many players do, it takes a while to come back. That's why you have to really erase the numbers from your mind and just program yourself to put quality at bats together, take walks, and do whatever. Because it's going to take you a couple of months sometimes to to get back to the point that you really want to start all over again. Or if you want a mulligan for that year, you've got to really have a good, tough mind to get yourself through it.
Breslow strikes out a pair here in the 7th. Stretch time in Minneapolis. 8-1 Cleveland. Stretch after the singing of "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." They're playing Purple Rain over the PA and everybody busting out the umbrellas.
Yeah, they gave 10,000 of them away today. Prince umbrellas, and he is on the underside of that umbrella. There you go. Get a look at it. So they're ready to go now.
A beautiful tribute to their native son. And now back to baseball. Bottom of the 7th, Jorge Polanco to lead it off. And Carlos Carrasco goes right back to throwing strikes. Double barrel action in the Tribe bullpen. Brian Shaw, Kyle Crockett getting loose. Swung on and missed, but all in all, Carrasco has given Tito what he wanted, and obviously he'd love if there's somehow he could maybe
I'd love to see him finish.
I would, 7th inning.
Matt, I'd love to see him get through it. I mean, this is what you needed from your starting rotation. And coming into this series. You got to push your starters a little bit. The offense has given you enough runs to go out there, take a lot of pressure off them, and just be yourself. Push it, get through 7 would be perfect.
Foul right back. Ricocheting off that limestone facing behind home plate. Comes back.
Well, you can see how fast it comes back. That's why on balls that are thrown behind the catchers when you're on third base, you never know what it's going to get. It's a very tough read back here. They have some padding there too with some of the signs.
I'm trying to think, Rick, in my mind's eye, how far it was behind home plate and the backstop at Old Cleveland Stadium. It had to be twice as big as what it is here in Minnesota. The 2-2. A little low.
Well, most of these parks are smaller now. The seats are closer to action than in the old style parks, man, where they used to be a lot farther away. Unlike, I mean, not like the Boston, but old Yankee Stadium used to be a cab ride behind the catcher.
A little high. Polanco draws a walk. Knocked away Carrasco wanted this inning to start at all.
No, you're right.
Swinging to summer tomorrow, Indians Twins. It's a day-night doubleheader. Indians Live starts our coverage at 1:30 Eastern, followed by the first pitch at 2. Swinging to summer on Sports Time Ohio and Fox Sports Go, presented by Click It or Ticket. It's a day-night doubleheader scheduled for Minneapolis tomorrow, 1 o'clock local and 7 o'clock, 2 and 8 back home in Cleveland.
Glad you say scheduled.
Yeah, because the forecast tomorrow night does not look real promising. Tomorrow afternoon looks okay. I think we'll be all right, but the night game could be in jeopardy. At least that's what the local weather guy said when they had him up on the scoreboard. He said a steady rain tomorrow night. That's usually not conducive to baseball conditions. You can deal with the old scattered showers and thunderstorms because those suckers move through. But when he says steady rain, that could be a problem. 2-0 pitch. Outside.
Yeah, and Carrasco, he doesn't. I don't know what it is. Tonight, his percentage, strike percentage, 56% is not a typical night for him. But when you have a lead like that, that's where you have to be aggressive. And right now, he looks like he doesn't want to go through this inning. He's satisfied with 6. Only 2 pitchers this month have pitched 7 innings. You go back to June 2nd, Josh Tomlin did it against Kansas City, and Kluber in his last start. That's it in the month of June. And we're in the 16th, just two outings of 7 innings.
High fly ball, deep center, back is Jackson. And he'll make the catch before the warning track for out number 1.
Well, Key Bank's kids tickets start at just $15 for kids 12 and under with the purchase of an adult ticket. Kids tickets are located in the family deck out at Progressive Field, home to the expanded kids clubhouse. They are only available at Indians.com.
Well, Terry Francona is going to pull the plug on Carrasco after 114 pitches here tonight. 7 strikeouts, 3 walks, 1 run on just 4 hits. Brian Shaw's coming on when we come back. into the 7th with a 1 out. He gives away to Brian Shaw. Byron Buxton will be the hitter as Shaw comes on for the 32nd time this year. We have our 4th entry into the 10-run club tonight. The Texas Rangers have piled on 10 runs against Seattle. They lead 10-2 in the 7th inning.
You're talking some double digits tonight.
And the Indians are only 2 runs shy of being right there. With 2 more at bats to go. Down the line foul. Buxton gave it a deep ride, but couldn't keep it fair. And the 0-2 got a piece of it. You know, Rick, I was thinking it has to be a little bit puzzling for Paul Molitor, unless he just throws his hands up in the air and says it's just one of those years. Because the home road splits for the Twins are so drastic. And it's one thing if you're Terry Francona, you're a couple under 500 at home, you're a couple over at 500 on the road. It's not really that drastic. But when you're 14-20,
yeah, that's
home,
the worst home winning percentage of anybody in baseball.
But 20-9 on the road.
Yeah.
You gotta wonder what gives.
Well, they hit better on the road, and I'm sure they pitch a little bit better.
Well, let's take a look. The batting average actually a little better at home.
Well, look at the runs. All right, there you go. The pitching on the road is over a run difference.
Yeah, that's really the big difference. Did he go? He did not. 2-2.
You know, you can't figure that out because it changes from year to year. You know, you can look into it, look at the numbers, and try and figure it out. I don't know what it is. Sometimes it's things you just can't explain.
Again, he misses, and it's a full count. Now, here's another team. The Milwaukee Brewers lead the National League Central Division with a losing record at home.
Well, that is a good place to hit.
Center field, deep. Jackson racing back on the track, makes the catch, and there are 2 down. And retreating to first is Polanco. That ball was driven by Buxton.
Well, you can't walk him there. 3-2. You got to go at him and make him put it in play. He did. Jackson runs it down. It's a nice play. Buxton was off and running, thinking that might be off the wall, but you know, it's not easy to go the other way and go off the wall. But look at Jackson, makes it look easy. Runs it down in front of the in front of the wall.
Eddie Rosario homered for the only run of the game by Minnesota in the 6th inning.
Yeah, he put a swing on a ball. It didn't look like it was going up, but it carried over the left field wall. Not an easy thing to do. I know Carrasco supplied most of that power, but he had to hit that ball just perfectly to get the backspin on it.
Yeah, usually on a home run ball, unless it just barely clears the fence, you won't see an outfielder drift back like he's going to make a play on it the way Robertson did.
Well, that's what I did. I looked at him and I said, okay, that ball's, you know, can of corn in left field. It just kept going.
To short, Lindor with the backhander, and the flip ends the inning. 7 in the books. Cleveland 8, Minnesota 1.
by authority of the Cleveland Indians and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians.
One as the Indians handing it to Minnesota so far tonight, the first of 4 this weekend. Ryan Presley will be the 3rd pitcher to work. Raspberry Berets.
Yeah.
It's one of Prince's finest works.
Bring back some memories, doesn't it?
Yeah. Right back to high school. Chisenhall winds a base hit to left, and he's 2 for 4 tonight.
Bradley Zimmer going to get a chance to get an at-bat in this ball game off the right-hander. Presley, the new pitcher in the ball game.
And as Andre Knott reported earlier, Tito plans to use Zimmer, even though the Indians are going to see 3 left-handed pitchers, 3 left-handed starting pitchers in this 4-game series. He still plans on playing.
Oh, I thought we'd see him in tonight's ball game, to tell you the truth. But, you know, he picks and chooses his lefties, and he has his reasons why.
Zimmer had a mighty cut, but that was in there at 98. Out of play. Now the 1-2, and that's a breaking ball for called 3rd strike. One away here in the 8th. Let's take a look at the Indians' box score tonight. Jason Kipnis without a hit, but a walk, a stolen base, and a run scored at the top. Daniel Robertson a sac bunt. Lindor with a hit, a walk, a couple of walks, and a run scored. Eddie with the big 3-run bomb. Ramirez a big 3-hit night. Gomes has driven in 3. Ronnie's driven in a couple. Oh man, that almost got Kip, and he grabs for his neck.
You know what that's for, don't you?
He grabbed right for his neck on that pitch, and that's something that's been bothering him.
Hey, you know what that's for? Bunting when you're 8-0. Last that bat, he tried a bunt. I guarantee that's why that pitch was just a reminder. Scores 8-0. Don't bunt.
See him grabbing for the neck that has bothered him, kept him out of the last 2 games of the Dodgers series. fouled off. Tied him up 1-2. And down on strikes is Kipnis. Back-to-back Ks for Presley. Tomorrow it's the third round of the U.S. Open as the world's greatest players battle to be crowned America's champion in golf's can't-miss major of the year. The 117th U.S. Open tomorrow at 11 Eastern on Fox, streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Daniel Robertson 0 for 3 on the night. Ball right at the first baseman Mauer with the flip, and we'll go to the last half of the 8th. Indians 8, the Twins 1. And they've got some changes defensively as Bradley Zimmer has come into the game in center field. And I think Jason Kipnis may have re-aggravated that neck situation. He's out. Eric Gonzalez is in. Andrea will have the latest from the clubhouse after the ball game. Stay tuned for Indians Live coming up following the game here. But as soon as that pitch went up and in, he immediately grabbed for that neck. And he looked like he was trying to massage it during that at bat. So we'll see how that affects his status for tomorrow's doubleheader. Brian Dozier 1 out of 3 on the night, leading it off.
Well, there was a pitch that he was throwing hard, Presley, and you can see it. He goes right for it. As that ball goes up and in.
Catches the outside corner. It's 2-1. Dozier can't believe it. Way outside that time. Full count. High pop up left field. Robertson makes the catch, one down. Storylines revisited courtesy of Mazda. This is the Indians' 28th game against a left-handed starter. They face more than anybody, but they battered about Nick Turley for 4 2/3 innings. Ground ball backhanded by Eric Gonzalez. Throws him out, 2 down. The Indians, this is their 28th game against a left-handed starter this year. Coming into today, the Giants had faced 24. The Orioles had faced 24. Tampa Bay 23. Rockies 21. So.
Yeah, and we talk about a lot of times that first guy out of the bullpen, like tonight, Breslow, the left-handers come out and face the Indians a lot.
Robbie Grossman is 0 for 3 tonight. Oh, excuse me. My bad. I missed a hitter there. Robbie Grossman 0 for 4 tonight. I was going to say the issue with that is that while his batting average isn't all that spectacular, came in hitting 265, but his on-base percentage 399. That's third highest in the American League. So they like what he's been able to do, get on base this year, but the Indians kept him from doing that tonight.
And remember, he was off to a terrific start earlier when he faced him. This
Meantime,
is the guy.
Joe Mauer.
Yes.
Only the 20th time in his career he has struck out 3 times in a game, and Santana with a dynamite defensive gem turns it into an 0 for 4 night for Joe Mauer. We'll go to the 9th with the Indians cruising 8-1. All right, thanks, gentlemen. Here in the ninth, Francisco Lindor. A couple of walks, a double, and a run scored. High pop-up, left field. In comes Rosario. One away. As promised earlier, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. This was a colossal blast in the third inning by Edwin Encarnacion.
Got a ball down into his wheelhouse that he liked and gave it a ride.
Almost made it to the third deck. Encarnacion in the month of June, 4 homers, 9 runs batted in. He's batted over 400 against left-handed pitching over the last month, and that has enabled the Indians to play a little better against lefty starters, which is something that we mentioned before. They were 12 and 15 on the year against lefty starters coming into tonight. Out of play to the right. They will see 3 left-handed starters in this series. 1 down, 2 to go. In fact, both pitchers tomorrow scheduled to throw are left-handed. Alberto Mejia and Adam Wilkes scheduled to go for Minnesota. Center field, 2 down. Clevenger Merritt will go for the Indians. Mike Clevenger and Ryan Merritt. Jose Ramirez, 3 for 4. A couple of doubles, 2 runs scored. Oh, Ramirez drilled, and I'm not sure exactly where it got Ramirez, but we're going to find out here when we get a look at the replay. But Presley, who already went up and in and dusted back Jason Kipnis last inning, now he nails Ramirez.
I think that ball ricocheted and came back. He's looking at that back shoulder, unless it was a direct hit right there. Boy, he's in some pain. Well, he gets up and jogs it off, man. That ball caught him solidly. Let's see. It looks like, look at that back shoulder, the left shoulder. He gets out of the way, and as he's ducking, it got him right up there. It glanced off his shoulder, the left shoulder, right near the Chief Wahoo patch. Watch where it comes back. Got him.
How weird is that he just let the bat go? So many times you'll see that happen, and the ball will hit the bat.
Yeah, but as he was turning, he tried to get out of the way and just couldn't do it.
Carlos Santana to the plate, 1 for 3 on the night. Santana with Ramirez at first and 2 down in the ninth, and the Indians cruising 8-1. Fouled back.
Ripped into the glove of Mauer, and the side is retired. We'll go to the bottom of the ninth. 8-1 Cleveland. Play of the game.
Well, Yan Gomes steps up there and gets a base hit his first at bat, and gets a couple of RBIs. Well, that's his first at bat with 1 RBI. Then his second at bat, he gets a pair. Good afternoon. Couple of knocks, 3 ribbies.
New pitcher for the Indians is Boone Logan. Brian Shaw worked an inning and 2/3 perfect relief. And Boone Logan deals to Miguel Sano. Ball 1. Sano 1 for 2 with a walk and a base hit. He also struck out tonight. Little breaking ball in there for a strike. Off the end of the bat, foul. Again, we'll have a scheduled day-night doubleheader coming your way tomorrow. Coverage of both games right here on Sports Time Ohio. 1:30 Indians live tomorrow afternoon. First pitch 2 o'clock. And the matchup will be Ryan Merritt for the Indians and Adam Wilk for Minnesota in game 1. Then tomorrow night 8 o'clock Eastern, Mike Clevenger will go against Adalberto Mejia. Breaking ball yanked foul. Indians about to close the gap to 1 game on Minnesota in the AL Central. And a swing and a miss. Takes care of him with the breaking ball. One down here in the 9th with Max Kepler coming up.
Goes with the slider and he gets Sano to swing over the top. Nice pitch. You know, he went inside. The pitch before was a foul ball. He lined down the line. He might have been looking inside.
There's a breaking ball. It's bounced to second. Gonzalez throws him out, 2 down. And that'll leave it up to Jorge Polanco. Gotta get a pinch hitter, I think they said. Is that what I heard? It is a pinch hitter. A-Ray Adrianza. And Adrianza takes a fastball for a strike. A-Ray Adrianza came off the DL on May 5th. He missed 26 games this year. He had a strained right oblique that happened during spring training. They got him off waivers right before they reported to camp in February from Milwaukee. He taps it to second. Gonzalez flips it to first. And the Indians take round 1 of this 4-game showdown by a convincing 8-1 final score.